Hey guys, this is working on our Hilux, part 2 of a few videos it may end up being. Just trying to squeeze in what information we can while getting the work done. Still waiting on the drive shaft, it's still the same day at the moment. The manifold is being cleaned as I speak, and I've personally spent about half an hour to an hour on these ports on the head, and I want to show you what I think is value for money. And if I describe it to you this way, what I would do to my vehicle, then perhaps this is what I mean. If you decide, or we decide it's a good idea to clean it, this is the value for money clean. Okay, you can do the extreme clean. Yeah, we're going to come up with 3 words for this. This is the value clean, and then there's the extreme clean, and then there's the budget clean. The budget clean is we spend about 10 minutes. The value clean is what we've done here, and then you've got the extreme clean. Okay, so let's go and have a look. I'll remove the inlet manifold and set the new gasket there in place. In behind there's all spotless. The only part I don't bother cleaning as part of the value clean is, see those stains of dirt and that outside the gasket area? See all that dirt? I'm not cleaning all that dirt. And see above the gasket there, so you can see the surface where the gasket's going to sit. Look at it, it's perfect. The only place you see those black bits is outside of the gasket area. Anyway, let's have a look in the ports compared to before. You can see they're nice and clean and clear. This is, I'll say half an hour. Look, it's probably about closer to an hour. Half an hour to an hour. No need to exaggerate. I'm pretty efficient cleaning. I'll probably charge you 2 hours for that anyway, because I'm good at it. Anyway, see what I'm saying? If you're looking close enough, you can see there's no build up. There's no point polishing the ports back to alloy and colour, because they're just going to get dirty again unless you're completely stopping exhaust soot and going to put new injectors every 50,000 Ks, because as they get older, it's not going to run as clean. You're going to get a blow-by from the combustion into the oil gets black. It's mainly because of the EGR, which there's a solution for that. We've demonstrated what it looks like, you know what I mean, right? So we're not going to talk about that, but see, look in the ports, right? If you look deep enough, right down to the valves, you can actually get down there, but you're not going to get much out, and it's not going to make much difference. So they're all about the same, right? Front to rear, it all, you know, you can see it's even alloy in colour. I've gone that far, right? But the point is, how the thing is, it's got to be done in a good process, right? What that means is, so I'll just try and get this refocused for you so you got something. Ooh, it's all blurry. It doesn't matter. It's all about the voice at the moment. The voice, okay, listen to the voice. Basically, you can, if it's your vehicle, you can spend as much time as you like. Precautions. You don't want to push any of that black soot down in around the valves. It can cause problems with compressions. You'll have a lot of trouble getting the car to start. Luckily, this one's all soft and mushy. It comes out pretty easy. If you've got crusty bits, it's like putting rocks down there, right? Once rocks go down there, it could damage your engine and your valves and stuff like that. It could, okay? It could get stuck under your valve, and the harder it is, it's going to hold it open. You've got no compression. It's going to take forever for the car to start, or it might not start, and you're going to have to pull the head off. Now, I'm going to extremes here, like the clean, the value clean, the extreme clean, the budget clean, right? So I'm going to try and remember that, the budget clean. That's where we go. 10 minutes, mate, the best you can do in 10 minutes, all right? And then there's the value clean. That's, we'll call it more like about an hour, because it's a bit less than an hour, but we're going to charge you more because we're efficient. So it's the about an hour, value clean. Then there's the extreme clean. You want every last component we can actually get to or see polished clean, like some sort of motor show detail job. It's going to take weeks to get the job done. It's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. And yes, we can do it, because we can do work and take pride in our work and do that. We can do that for you if you're that crazy that you want to spend that sort of money. My point is, the ports are clean. Whatever you do, replace that inlet manifold gasket. Let's go and have a look at the one on the bench, the old one, and have a look at the reasons why. Been taking no notice. Have I said, do you know what I mean, in this video yet? Because I forgot to try not to, but let's just see if the habit's already, you know, wearing off. Look at this gasket, right? They're stainless steel with a top of rubber coating over them. And you can see here, that's all right, that's cool. It's all in between anyway, that's why it's not leaking. But see, once you pull it off, some areas where it was stuck, and that's why it may be black. Sometimes there's some dirt around the outside of the gasket, like these areas here. That's where your black stains on the head are that we're not gonna, I've cleaned it with degreaser, throttle body carby cleaner. It's not coming off. The surface is flat, you know, you don't catch a nail on it type thing when you check it. So I'm happy with that, but the point is, see, it all flakes off. Mate, look, you can do it for the sake of 10 or 15, about 15. This is one of the good value for money gaskets on a Toyota, I've got to tell you. So don't get excited and go, oh wow, is that how cheap? All the parts are bloody expensive. This is one of the most value for money. It's about 15 bucks worth, right? There it is, part number if you want to get one. But you're going to need a whole heap of other gaskets. So check out our other videos. There's one that gives you all the part numbers for all the gaskets you need for the EGR clean. We don't sell these gaskets separately. They can be supplied with the injector kit, or they can be supplied. An EGR clean gasket set can be supplied with the BFE kit, big front engine, you know, water pump, timing belt, belts and bearings and all that stuff, right? Small things, very busy, can't do little $50, $100, you know, I just haven't got time for it. I'm not really a parts business. It's the Prada Hospital. We're trying to get the jobs done, and now we focus on trying to educate people and help you guys, because we can't get them all done. And you can see the butcherism that happens, you know, on all sorts of vehicles. If you haven't, keep watching and you'll see. Check out the playlists. Okay, if you did want parts, I'll just remind you, not only is it Mondays, which you probably picked up on, text message only. Don't bother trying to ring. I still see all these red numbers. I just go missed calls, delete, delete, delete. At the end of the day, they're gone. So you're just wasting your time. If you want to hear my voice, to hear that big long voicemail that tells you, send a text with your name, vehicle details and what you want. If it's parts on Monday morning preferred, you can ring as much as you like and have a listen to that, because it'll go straight to voicemail for you. Or you can just play a video and you'll not only hear my voice, you'll get educated as well. Right, so there it is. Don't waste your time reusing that. Not only because it's cheap, because it's a big job. It's really deep. You've got to go down in there, removing the fuel pipes and all the EGR cooler, the coolant and all this sort of stuff. You're crazy if you risk it for 15 bucks. Don't do it. There's also another little gasket. Here it is. I'll just grab it. This one, see, a little fuel return gasket, right? There's a fuel return pipe. That is single use only. It goes on the back of the head at the top there, right? The how to do all these videos are in the VIP group. So there's heaps of videos on YouTube. It's more about sharing the information, but we like to have a loyalty group, a VIP group, a client group, and it's only, there's a few different VIP groups that we got there, but you'll find out about those as you keep watching the videos and make your parts kits purchase. Now, here, you want to vac all the ports. You want to do a visual, make sure nothing's fallen in. You want to clean as much as you can around the outside area here before you go ahead and do the final clean inside, right? And that's what we've done. We've made a bit of a clean. There's some oily stuff around. There's a bit of dirt stain around. I'm not going to spray cleaners and clean it because it's going to run down into my engine. We don't want that necessarily, okay? We don't need to take, we've said in other videos, don't touch the glow plugs, okay? The reason is, now let's just follow up, because a lot of people I see in the comments, oh, you know, you may as well do the glow plugs while you're in there and all that, and then you, so let's be specific here. Some engines, you must do the glow plugs because the tips fall off and destroy the engine. That's not what happens with these. We've never seen that with one of these engines. Never once have we seen that. Doesn't mean it's never happened, doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But we work on a lot of these and we've never seen that. What we have seen, personally, from trying to remove glow plugs, and then when we learned our lesson not to, from many other people that hadn't watched the videos that remove these glow plugs. Some people get lucky and they come out. Some people find what we did, and that is they can be kind of seized in there and they start pulling the alloy threads out with it and damage the threads. Usually you can repair it and get it. It's just a headache you don't need. There's absolutely no reason for you to take the glow plugs out. At this point in time, the glow plugs get changed when the engine gets changed, until further notice. When we start hearing of vehicles at 500,000 or 700 or a million Ks that, oh, the glow plugs fell apart and fell in, or whatever, that's when we're going to share the info, which is why you subscribe, turn the bell on. You don't want to miss those updates, okay? We've got playlists there, as I keep mentioning. They're like subheadings with all the videos that I've found that should probably come under that subheading if that's the subject you want to learn about. That's the playlists you watch while you want to catch up. If you can't get enough, you go to playlists or just browse through the videos on our channel. Okay, what else? So the ports are clear. I've warned you about do not reuse any of the gaskets, even on the EGR. Don't even, look, it's not that deep to get into the EGR to just trust me and replace the gaskets with new ones every time is the best way to do it, okay? What else can I tell you? Hear that noise? That's the manifold getting cleaned. We want to get that back on. So while my assistant's cleaning that, I'm going to get in here. I'm just going to temporarily sit the few bits and pieces back over this side, and I'm going to get the valve cover off and get the injectors out, and I'll show you what they look like. And there won't be any butcherism because I don't believe they've ever been out of this engine, which is quite dangerous, but it's quite good because full DLCs and factory job lasts really well. And we're going to do it just as good or better so that it lasts just as long or longer. So give me some time, I'll get this valve cover off and let's have a look and see what else I can find to show you. Just thought I'd pop out and pay a visit to my assistant and see how the rest of the EGR parts are going. EGR cooler's been cleaned out. Bit of stain there we'll wipe off before we put the gasket on, but as you can see, that never blocks up. That's the dry end. Sometimes these are pretty clean in here usually, but they can block up a little bit at this end. Clean enough for the EGR valve, what more than clean enough on these components. And we clean up that bit of foam that goes over the globe plugs that's about to go back on. Let's go over and have a look at the manifold and see how that's going. There's the manifold. Is that it?
No, I've just started. It's been about
just started.
Hour and a half. Nearly 2 hours.
So what, is that it though? Is that it, or are we going to do more?
I'm still going to clean it more.
Rubbish, mate. Stop now. This is what I'm talking about. This is the value for money clean. I've just been saying in the video how we've got the budget clean.
Okay.
Right, and we do that really quick, mate. It's all time limited. We got the value for money clean. That's kind of like the way we like to roll. Yep. And then you've got the extreme clean. Okay, extreme clean is where we spend like the whole week cleaning this. For people that want to spend like 10 grand on the job or something like that. I don't think they're that crazy, but let's have a look. Look, in there, look, remember all that mess that was in there? Yeah, there's a few specks. You could sit there scrubbing it, but it's not going to make any difference to the performance of the vehicle whatsoever. Let's have a look in the port. It's bloody pretty clean to me, mate. Look at that, you know? Oh, a bit of black staining. I don't care. All right, just give it a final till you're happy, clean it, get the specs out. Let's get this thing back on the vehicle. What do you reckon, yeah? I'm going to go rip the injectors out. Yeah, so I went out there. Hear it? He's still going, mate. You know, he's keen. He wants to do the extreme clean. I'm paying for this one though, right? Anyway, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get the valve cover off. We're going to send that out for cleaning while he's cleaning, because look at it, the putrid thing. I don't want my new injectors, all pipes, anywhere near any of that dirt. So off it comes. All right, so I've just whipped the valve cover off. See how black it is? That demonstrates it has missed some oil changes. It's not caked up or anything like that. Unless we find blow-by, which we don't know until we get the injectors lifted out. So now what we do is a bit of a pre-clean around the head, sort out all that mess before it ends up anywhere, and then we'll get them out. All right, so I've just done, as I said, a quick pre-clean. This is not the final clean before the cover goes on, far from it, but you can see the perimeter of the head where it was all dirt or black or whatever. Cleaned up some of that silicone. There's only prescribed 4 little dobs, each side of that half moon and each side of that hump. Quick clean up of the surface so it doesn't end up anywhere we don't want it. Next process is removing the injectors. I'll whip those out and let's have a look. There could be a story to tell, we'll see. All right, here we go. The injectors are out. There was no blow-by. I just want to show you we've just lifted the injectors out. So the pre-clean of the head surface ready for the valve cover gasket. The injectors came out. You can see the oil down there. I haven't wiped that yet. That's about to happen any second. That's what they look. That's normal. Bit of water, bit of oil runs down. Little bit of crusty stuff on the end of the injectors. We're about to go to the bench and show you what they should normally look like. This was no blow-by. There was no blow-by. So another awesome. And how do we clean this blackness? Oil changes, guys. Oil changes. You can use additives if you like. Not needed. Lots of regular oil changes, and that will clean up. Now, mate, can you please clean these ports for me? The best ones you've ever done. And let's check the valve clearances. We know they're going to be okay, but we'll check them anyway. I'll get the new injectors ready and let's slap them in there. Right, over to the bench, here we go. Right, so you can see the injectors. This is normal. So no, when we say blow-by, I just want to be clear for the people that come along. So the term blow-by is it's in an engine, it's what blows past the rings. You can't have 100% seal. We don't really mean that when I use the word blow-by, and it's a bad term. I shouldn't even use it really. I got that off someone else that doesn't know what he's talking about, because it should just be called injector seats leaking. Okay, so when I use the term blow-by, what I often mean is these injector seats leaking. I've explained it a number of times. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please just finish watching this video, then go back and watch the injector information playlist. Watch all the videos and then come back to these playlists and these videos, okay? It'll make much more sense, right? I'll just quickly run through it really quickly. So there's an oil gallery here, there's an O-ring just there that you can barely see that stops the oil from coming down. That seat there, that's meant to last, it's designed to last 40,000 kilometers. Well, I don't know how long it's designed to last, that's probably wrong as well, right? But the regular Toyota service schedule, every 40,000 wants these injectors to come out. Risk contamination from all this dirty, crusty stuff going into your injectors, which I'll tell you, it's not worth it. You know, the manual also says you've got to be really careful. Is it worth the risk of contamination on any sort of diesel fuel system works, you know? Be careful, is it worth it, you know? This sort of talk. So No, it's not, and they last a damn long time. Now, it doesn't matter about what these are done. I don't want to confuse the situation. All the information is in that injector information. There's a whole heap of averages and variables and what type of seats did you get, where'd you get them from, have they been out before. These ones I don't believe have, but I'm going to inspect them further before the end of this video. It could be in the next video, right? You can see these are dirty from the engine oil mist, oil changes here or there. The soot in the oil is sort of coated them. We've cleaned this return line, ready to go back on. He's over there cleaning the ports, checking the valve clearances. I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to go and get some brand new squirters out. I'm going to get those ready. We're going to put those in, put new pipes. Like I said, this is ready to go. Maybe a little bit more cleaning, but you know, just on the heads of the bolts, you know. But this is all happening pretty quickly, so I can fit in a video to show you what you need to do and what would I do if I purchased a vehicle that was 8 years old. Well, this is what I would do. Anyway, I'm going to get on with it, get some new squirters in there, and we'll show you those. All right, so we've got our brand new squirters laid out on the bench, all checked, and the compensation codes off the top here are being recorded by a photograph. What's going on over here, mate? Are they clean yet? That one looks not bad. That one looks pretty good to me, mate. Mate,
I'm not finished yet.
do you want a job here? That's pretty good, mate. That's how we roll. He's not finished yet. And on this is the part where I'm going to let him polish till he's happy, because I'm happy. But there's no such thing as too clean when it comes to these injector ports. It's that. Check valve clearances, and we might even go over them one more time before we put the injectors in. So the valve clearance is all good, or what?
Correct, they are.
Okay, so on the inlet side, being the other side of the engine, did all 0.25s fit in, or did you have to go down to 2.3?
2.3.
2.3? So you didn't have to go any lower than 2.3?
No.
That's pretty good. And what about on the exhaust side, over this side here?
Exhaust side was 3.3.
3.5, so a little bit under. You had to go down to 3, because minimum is meant to be 0.35.
Yep.
So we went down to 3.3, but in my book that's okay. See how well trained he is? 3.3 is fine. By spec it's 3.5 to 4.5. Sometimes you'll find them up to 0.4, but quite often they're down to 0.35. 0.33 is very common also. We're not going to do major works. Even though we're going to do a BFE job and pull the time belt and everything off, not worth also pulling the camshafts off, mucking around to it. I've done it, been there, done that, and it makes no difference. The engines aren't noisy because of valve clearances, and these engines, for that sort of adjustment, it doesn't make any difference to economy or power. See? Bonus information. Alright, so valve clearances are good, ports are clean. We've dropped the 4 seats in, they're all sitting flat, is that right? Let's have a look. Yeah, hard for you to see, yeah, they're all, we checked it without the blurriness, whatever. So it's ready for the injectors to go. How about this, right? I'll put the injectors in and the return line and torque it all up, and you change the seals in the valve cover.
Correct, I will.
And put the rocker cover gasket in ready to go. Yell out when you're ready. Then I will put the RTV on and we'll get the cover back on, or... No, he's nodding no. Yeah, oh man, I'm going to check the alignment. I'm going to be here, I talk it down. I mean, you know, we're skipping a few steps here because we're trying to be quick. Anyway, guys, that's a video. That's where we're up to. That's part 2. If you want to be ready for part 3, subscribe, turn the bell on, give us a thumbs up if you learned something. We're trying to give you a bit of tips and info here. Thanks for watching. See ya.